here's kind of the unfortunate thing, and I should have checked this more carefully, meaning before today, but there is no slide on here that goes over polyatomic ion Lewis structures, but I think it's probably a good idea to talk about it, okay? So we're just going to add kind of one little thing to what we've talked about. So it's not all that difficult of an addition, and then we'll talk about any exceptions if we have time, all right? And like I said, whatever we don't cover today will be covered tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it on Friday when I come back. So I don't know why I made that a big slide, because there's nothing to talk about there. What I want to show you is actually on your, oh, it's a PDF. It's on your Lewis structure practice worksheet. It's the middle column, because we didn't talk about the middle column yet. So I'm going to show you how to do the ones that are in the middle. First of all, just a reminder here, what is a polyatomic ion? Well, more than one element, right? Okay. So it's a group of atoms that has a charge, or an ion that has more than one element in it. Okay? So PO4 3 minus, ClO 3 minus. Can you guys tell the difference between the way I just said those? Right? PO4 3 minus. Charge is 3 minus here. This is ClO 3. There's 3 oxygens, and that is a 1 minus charge. I know that's a little bit hard to see on this paper. Maybe it's a little easier on yours. But ClO 4 is also a 1 minus charge. There are 4 oxygens. It's not 4 minus. And then SO3, 2 minus. Okay? So we've got 4 polyatomic ions here. And there's just one little trick that you have to remember when you're doing a, well, okay, 2 little tricks you have to remember when you're doing a polyatomic ion. All right? The first one you have to think about is when you're doing your, come on. I gotta be fast. What? Would you just open, please? Please? What's going on? What? Okay. Thank you. All right. I think we're good. So first thing that you have to remember here is when you're counting up the electrons that you have available to you to use for this Lewis structure, okay? So the first step is the same. We need to figure out the central atom. So what is the central atom on PO4 3 minus? Central atom on PO4 3 minus. Why P? Okay, it has the lowest electronegativity. Now, there's 2 ways that we know that. One, you could look on your electronegativity chart, which you can use, and that would show you, okay, that's the one that goes in the middle because it has the lowest number. But what's the other way that we can usually know? It's usually listed first in the compound, right? So because P is first, and then also there's only one of it, so it makes more sense to put the 1 in the middle and everything else around it, okay? So we'll have our phosphorus in the middle. We'll put 4 oxygens around it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Now here's where we diverge just a little bit. We need to count up the number of electrons, valence electrons that we have. Okay? How many would you normally say we had if it was just PO4? Math. There's 4 oxygens. Each of them has 6. So we're talking 24 from the oxygens, right? And then 5 from the phosphorus. 29. Well, that's awkward, isn't it?
No, there's one on the quiz that's 32.
Well, but I'm saying because it's an odd number, right? We're not going to be able to pair up electrons if it's an odd number. But here's the thing. It's not just PO4. It's PO4 3 minus. What does the 3 minus tell us? It gained 3 extra electrons, right? Everybody okay with that? Okay, because it's a negative charge. So we actually don't have 29. We have 32. And I'm afraid to put this pen down, so I'm just going to cross this out rather than erase it. Okay? We have 32 electrons. All right? So that's your first trick that you got to watch out for with the polyatomics. Is everybody okay with what we just did? We counted up 29, but because this has a 3 minus charge, we had to add 3 electrons to it. Now, what would we do if there was a positive charge on the polyatomic ion? We would subtract, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, so we've got 32 electrons. Now what? Now we're kind of back to the same system we were doing before. Start to pair them up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I just used up 8. So now I have 24 left. Now what? Put them around the outside atoms, right? Which we don't have to worry about the phosphorus. It's already happy anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That works out pretty well, doesn't it? Some of my dots are running into each other, but... Okay. Is everybody all right with that? Over here, are we all right with that? I can't say names in my videos, but I'm just going to walk over here. Stand right here. You can pay attention. All right. So when we have this, we're pretty much done with our structure, but there's one other little trick that you have to remember with the polyatomic ions. All right? And you're going to forget this, okay? But don't. But you're going to. But don't. All right? You ready? You have to put brackets around it and then put the charge. Okay? So you put brackets around the entire thing, and you put a 3 minus right there. And that's to show this whole thing has a 3 minus charge. Okay? It's the easiest thing in the world to forget. You get done with the Lewis structure, you're like, all right, yeah, that feels pretty good. I think I got that one, right? And then you just totally forget about the brackets. So don't forget about the brackets, all right? Should we try another one together, or you want to try one on your own? Okay, why don't you guys try one and see if you can do this. Try the ClO3 1 minus, see if you can figure it out, okay? Yep. Okay, so we've got ClO3 1 minus. The central atom is going to be... Don't do this to me again. Come on. Seriously? Come on. Just let me open it. Will you just... Thank you. Okay. So chlorine's in the middle, right? Okay. And then we've got 3 oxygens around it. Doesn't matter where you put the oxygens. How many total electrons are we working with here? Valence electrons. Are we in agreement there? Yes. Okay, we got 18 from the oxygen, 25 when you add the 7 from the chlorine, but then we've got the 1 extra because it's a 1 minus, so we've got 26 electrons. Okay. We use up 6, making the bonds. That leaves us with 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put the last 2 on the chlorine, 19, 20, okay? Okay. So everything looks pretty good here. Last step is brackets and charge, right? 1 minus or just minus, either way you want to write it is fine. Okay? That's not too hard, is it? Just got to remember those additional couple other things. Okay. I'm good with that. I'll give you guys a quiz first. All right, I'll give you guys a quiz first thing, and then we'll watch the video on the other part.